Cam Waters, he's doing a great job. He's one of the best Ford drivers this year, but he hasn't got a lot of trophies, which was the point that I was making in my Thomas Randall video. Thomas Randall got 3 podiums at Talent Bend, and that's all he's got this year. But that was the last time out, so all it takes is one really good weekend and you bring home more trophies than you ever have in your career. Cam Waters has just been brilliantly consistent. He's just, I think there's 2 great Ford drivers this year, and it's Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Maybe Cam doesn't have the ticket like Chaz has got, but Cam can still bring it. Cam's got more pole positions than Chaz has this year. He got one at Darwin, he got Townsville, so he has been able to wave the flag hard for the Ford Brigade, which is great because I'm not particular to any brand, but I want to see everybody getting a fair shot. Seeing Fords up there and seeing Chevys up there, especially this year, you just want to see more Fords up there. And Cam Waters is one of those guys you can bank on unless it just goes horribly wrong, which it did at Darwin, which it did at Townsville, I think. That from pole, I think he dropped out of the top 10. Could not make that car work, and maybe there were other issues, I can't remember. I can watch it 7 Plus, so I can watch them on demand, which is good, because I just don't feel that optimistic about Cam Waters this year. He has been doing a great job, but he hasn't got a lot of trophies. And if he got more trophies, it just feels like a 2020 kind of year, except maybe even worse. 2020 was one of those years for Cam Waters where he was definitely in the mix, and he came second in the championship out of consistency, bad luck for other drivers. And so that's why he ended up second in the championship. I think he was 4th or 5th before he ended up second. And it's misleading to suggest that he was ever second at any point prior to the end of the year. He just sort of finished the race at Bathurst on the podium in 2nd place behind Shane Van Gisbergen. Then you look at the end of season standings and go, oh, good job, how'd you do that? So it was just a solid points haul at the end of the year that put him in that position. But there were a lot of I think there was a crash at Darwin in 2020. There was, it's taken a few years to get Cam Waters to be where he is now, to be at the level that he's at now. It's a tough comparison comparing Cam Waters with Chaz Mostert, because Cam Waters has been at Tickford longer than Chaz was, 2016 to 2023 compared to 2014 to 2019, a couple of years extra, and Cam has probably had better luck at Tickford than Chaz did, because Chaz was in a position to be fighting for the championship, but it didn't seem like Tickford was. Perhaps that's because DJR Team Penske and Scott McLaughlin aren't around anymore. They've just got Dick Johnson Racing with Will Davis and Anton Pasquale, and just little issues keep creeping in for them that allow Mostert and Waters to sort of split them and get past them and get these better results. And Cam Waters is one of those guys that the media are trying to sell us the story that he's going to leave supercars because he's going to go race NASCAR, because the media are trying to... It's one of those things that no one asks the media any questions, I guess. Why are they trying to suggest that drivers are trying to leave the championship? They're not. It's just harder to get into the NASCAR Cup Series if you just try and go straight for it. There have been plenty of drivers in Australian Tour Car Championship history where they've gone overseas and tried to get into IndyCar, tried to get into NASCAR, tried to get into Formula One, and it just hasn't quite cut it. Whether not enough money or weren't with the right team and it just didn't work out, and so they came back where it was just a little bit easier in terms of you didn't need to spend big to get a seat. It's maybe the talent just seemed to shine a lot better in Australian waters than it did overseas. I don't think it's very nice to say that Cam Waters is going to leave soon, or that Brody Kostecki is going to leave soon. At the moment, we're seeing Shane Van Gisbergen doing a great job in NASCAR, but that's because he wants to. His heart's not in supercars anymore. He's frustrated. These generational changes do seem to impact if a driver was particularly dominant before the new generation cars. And Jamie Whincup at the time probably wanted to make a point of saying, I know the cars are a bit different, but I'm still your guy. I'm still gonna bring the results. At the end of the day, the cars aren't that different, it's got less downforce and it slides around a lot more and it wears out the tyres more, and depending on the track, if you're on a particularly long corner sort of track, it wears the tyres out and equalises the playing field. Whereas if you're on one that's got a lot more straights, it's not like that. I'm just not sure what to think about Cam Waters. Cam Waters has done a great job over the last few years. He's won races, he's got podiums, he's been a bit of a shot at the championship. 2021, we were looking at Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters and Shane Van Gisbergen as being the guys who were going to challenge for the championship. And then you've also got Will Davis and Anton De Pasquale. DJR didn't really get the crap together until the end of the year, and then all of a sudden, Anton's the bee's knees, he's going to be the next Scott McLaughlin, and they go to a different racetrack and it's different. Maybe it's just like a flavour of the month thing, that when Cam Waters is good, he's great, and when he's not so good, you think, maybe he's not the ticket, maybe he's not the one that's going to win Tickford's next championship. But they are committed to having him next year, and they want him to be able to deliver in the championship. Putting their best resources together for two cars is probably the way to do it, because Tickford is a big organisation and it's got lots of great engineers and mechanics and all that they have been able to, maybe their resources spread too thin across cars, and there's going to be a few engineers walking around looking for a new job next year, so, and I'm sure they'll be talking to Blanchard Racing Team or Groves or something and seeing what's possible. But yeah, some more trophies, Cam, that'd be great, thanks.